I want you to have the self-awareness that people in your life are either helping you get one step further to your journey or they are pushing you backward.
Most pilots don't understand what career opportunities are available in the world of aviation. They're making career decisions based on advice from friends or posts on internet forums, meaning they are taking huge risks with their livelihood without having all the details. This podcast was created to help you understand the aviation industry so you can find your dream job. Let's get ready for Pushback. Here's your host and my dad, Nick Fialka.
Hey, pilot. Good morning. Good afternoon. Hello. What's up? How are you? Thanks for listening. Welcome to Ready for Pushback. I'm Nick. You found a solo episode. If this is your first time listening, I know you're going to love it. And if it's not your first time listening, thanks for continuing. I really appreciate it. And I think today is going to be a really interesting topic. And here's what's up. I was talking on the phone the other day to a good friend of mine named Landon Chevin. Landon is one of the owners of a company called Skybridge, and he is one of the most interesting conversationalists I've ever met. He's just such a cool person. I value his friendship an awful lot. And when we were hanging up, he mentioned just this side fact. He says, we're the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with. And I actually had never heard that before. And I thought it was so interesting that I looked it up. And it turns out like everybody in the whole world, except for me, knows this statement. And it came from this speaker, this motivational speaker. His name was Jim Rohn, R-O-H-N. And he came up with that idea. And it basically works like this. You're influenced by the people in your life. And the more time you have with them, the more influence they have. Over time, you begin to adopt many parts of their ideals, and their ideals become your ideals. And I started thinking about that, and I thought, man, that is actually so true, right? It's compelling and it's provocative and it's pretty interesting. And in my mind, it's probably a lot more diverse than just 5 people, but I can tell you that you are definitely influenced by the company that you keep. You don't have to look really hard to see extreme examples of this on the news, right? Lots of people are grouping together because of this basic shared ideal that gets bigger and bigger and then sucks in more people. So if people and their attitudes and their beliefs and their points of view influence who you are as a human and how you respond, it's probably time to take a step back and understand, 1, who those people are, and 2, how are they affecting your journey towards your goal? So take a look at your phone calls and your text messages. Who are you spending time with? Take a look around the office or the squadron or the FBO or the pilot lounge, wherever you are. Are those people in your life encouraging you, or are they holding you back with their negativity? When I looked at my list of 5, I was pretty bolstered by the fact that they're 5 good men. They're men that I admire and they're men that I want to be like. And here's their traits. They love their family. They're strongly rooted in their faith. They love aviation. They are encouraging and positive. They believe that they can succeed no matter what. They are open and honest. They are vulnerable. And they know my heart and I know theirs. And if we need to have a hard conversation about something, we can. And after that, we can show compassion and understanding and empathy and forgiveness. You may be sitting there wanting to know what the hell any of this has to do with getting a job as a pilot. And I can tell you it has everything to do with getting a job as a pilot. The airlines aren't hiring people because they're robots. They're hiring men and women because they are human and will collectively raise their company up to a place greater than what it was when they started. They want pilots who have depth. They want pilots who have compassion. They want pilots who lift others up. They want pilots that will do the right thing, even when it's hard. this is what I want for you as well. I want you listening to this podcast and changing your entire reality. I want you to have the self-awareness that people in your life are either helping you get one step further to your journey or they are pushing you backward. Have a real conversation with yourself. Seek out those people who are life-giving and positive. Identify your 5 people and tell them, let them know. Ask them to encourage you. Ask them to hold you accountable. Ask them how you can do the same for them. Move forward from this podcast and know that the people in your life are powerful and your success is from them. Because if you are not moving towards that success, it's going to be a bigger and harder hill to climb. And that's what you need, is somebody that will bring you one step forward and keep you on that trajectory. I can't tell you how many times I've sat in a cockpit with another person that's just full of negativity, arms crossed, never happy about maybe a company thing, maybe a union thing, maybe I don't have this thing or that thing or the other thing or a family thing or whatever the thing is. And that was a choice to be like that. And the more you surround yourself with that negativity, the more you can become a victim of it. And you are not a victim. You are a leader and you are good and you are awesome. So go out there and find those 5 people, bring them into your circle, and you, all 5 of you, start making yourself better. And I think that's probably all I've got to say. A short, sweet episode, but a really important one. I hope you found this one really helpful, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you at the next interview episode, because I think it's going to be a really good one. Hey, before you jump out of here and go on to the next podcast, can I ask a big favor? Would you mind going over to your app that you're listening to this podcast on and give me a review? Give me a 5-star review if you love it. Give me a 1-star review if it totally sucks. Put a comment in there, something that is helpful. It helps me. It helps get the word out there. It helps people find the podcast, and that's super cool. If you don't do that, maybe you could just share the podcast with a friend. Tell a buddy who's trying to figure it out, trying to sort out this pilot dream of theirs and get a little bit further. That is super awesome as well. Last, if you don't do either of those 2 things, how about this? Find a way today to make yourself 1% better. Do that thing that you've been putting off. Put your foot forward, make movement, get yourself going, get that inertia that you need to succeed in this industry. So that's your choice. Leave a review, tell a friend, or make yourself better. Either way, it's all a good choice. And I'm super stoked you're listening, and I will see you on the next episode. The statements made on this show are my own opinions and do not reflect, nor are they under any direction from my employer.